This is my Credor Kuon reference GCLX999. I've owned this watch for over a year now, and 1 year is always a great reflection point for me, as I can share my long-term experience with the watch and present a deeper understanding of its positives and negatives. Over the year, I've received a lot of messages about the watch, which is understandable, as there aren't many videos out there about this timepiece, and in that regard, I'll do my best to address them, hopefully providing you with some insight into what it's like owning the watch. First and foremost, this is one of the most sentimental watches in my collection. I flew to Japan without a watch on purpose, with the intentions of purchasing, wearing and returning with one, and this was it. It represents my first time traveling, carrying the memories I made during that trip, and epitomizes the brand that really kicked off my watch journey, Seiko. As much as I cherish it, it has its fair share of cons along with a whole bunch of pros, and the biggest culprit of this dynamic is the bracelet, an ongoing love-hate relationship. It's my favorite part about the watch, but it's also the part with the most issues. It gives the watch its integrated construction, something not commonly found among Seikos and Grand Seikos, and something that modern Credor isn't really known for either. This was honestly one of the biggest draws for me when it came to this watch, as it's this bracelet and integrated form that really makes the Kuon stand out from other Japanese offerings and affords a build that is rather unique in comparison to what we usually see today. The intermediate polish and polished edges give the watch a flashy edge, and the appearance of the bracelet overall pays tribute to some of Credor's and Seiko's older bracelets, and I like that it retains that DNA, making it a great modern rendition with crisp execution. It's not just all looks either, still being one of the most comfortable bracelets I've worn, with very thin and comfortable rounded links that feel silky smooth in articulation and to the touch, and I'll elaborate more on comfort later on in the video. What I don't like about this bracelet is the lack of features, not only for a modern bracelet, but for a bracelet at this price point. Sure, it's an integrated bracelet, but besides its looks and comforts, that's pretty much all it has going for it. Now, bracelet features can be a little redundant when the bracelet already fits well, which it does for me, but these things are still nice to have, and after a year of wear, some addition of micro adjustments would have been nice for warmer or colder days, but you won't even find that here. Nor will you have half links to play with, which is a shame, as I have run into issues with it being too tight in the Australian heat. It's also an issue if you're between sizes, where it may feel too loose or too tight when you add or remove a link, and there isn't much you can do about it. Regardless of the bracelet's downfalls, its appearance and presence makes up for a lot of its negatives for me, and gives the Kuon an interesting composition that presents a surprising level of versatility, allowing it to be worn in a lot of situations. The dial has a very clean and classic look, and its porcelain makeup really emphasizes its dressy, traditional nature, and at the same time, its case and bracelets work to convey a slightly sportier, modern look, highlighted by the crown guards and curvy architecture. The structure of the case is slender, with a very flowing configuration, and its combination of curved lugs and polished edges accentuate the softness of the timepiece. It's deceptively simple and incredibly dynamic, incorporating a multitude of facets that somehow feel right at home on this case, and doesn't make it look angular at all. Instead, they highlight its roundness and curves to give the Kuon an almost liquid-like sensation, and liquid is a great way to describe it when it's on the wrist. The Kuon is currently the most comfortable watch I own. Even with its lack of bracelet adjustments, it just fits so well on my wrist. The curvature of the case, upward sloping underside and compact lug to lug allow it to sit nicely, and its relatively thin case with its thin links and taper make it a joy to wear. I've had no issues with it sliding under a cuff at all, and all these things make it easier to manage without micro adjustments, but if there was one area of worry that I am still mindful of, it's the water resistance. There is no screw-down crown, and it's stated as waterproof for daily life, so I'm guessing around 30 meters, which isn't great. Water resistance isn't the be-all and end-all, but having a higher water resistance provides some peace of mind, especially when it comes to expensive and sentimental pieces, and offers protection in case of any accidents or unforeseen circumstances. Its liquid-like case is prone to liquid, and knowing that sucks, because I want to be able to take this watch everywhere. One of the best things about this watch is the spring drive movement. This is something you either love or hate, and I'm a big fan of it. The smooth sweep of a spring drive is mesmerizing, and it really does fit the theme of the watch so well. Looking at the seconds hand glide across the plain porcelain dial is so calming and tranquil, and I definitely look at the watch more to appreciate it more than I do to tell the time. If you do need to tell the time though, the spring drive is amazingly accurate, with this 7R31 rated for 15 seconds a month or 1 second a day. It's also nicely decorated if you need a change of pace from the porcelain dial, and the power reserve is on the back too, so it keeps that dial pristine. Over the year, it has surprisingly garnered a lot more compliments and comments than I expected for something that looks so simple from afar. And most of the time, people don't even notice that it has an integrated bracelet until they take a closer look at all of its finer details, at which point, the interest and curiosity heightens, which have led to some great conversations about not only the watch and brand, but watches in general. Some of the most asked questions about this watch from people in person and online from YouTube comments and messages on Instagram is, can the bracelet be removed and can you put a strap on it? Yes, the bracelet can be removed. It's attached by a pin and collar which you can push out via the drilled lugs, and once the pin is out, the bracelet will detach, which then leads to the second question. Can you put a strap on it? Yes, but it would have to be a custom-made aftermarket strap, as Credor themselves don't currently offer a strap for the Kuon at the time of this recording. Now, given how dressy the watch can be, you'd imagine it would pair well with a strap, and I think it would too. However, just like how the bracelet is missing some crucial features, this watch presents a missed opportunity. An included strap or even a strap option would be amazing for the watch. I am a bracelet fan and I really enjoy this bracelet, but having the option of switching out to a strap would only help to make the watch more versatile. Yes, I can have a custom strap made, but this is an extra step and doesn't really guarantee a perfect fit, as not many strap makers will have experience with the lug dimensions and case characteristics of this watch. With that being said, if anyone knows a good strap maker that would be able to make it work, let me know in the comments, as I am interested in getting a strap made for this. Its overall composition is great, and I love the way it looks aesthetically. It has a rather understated appearance and doesn't really flaunt that it's an integrated watch. Its dial, despite its complicated creation process, lets it fly under the radar and sort of has an opposite approach to its overall design compared to something like your usual Grand Seiko, trading an extravagant and heavily detailed dial for a more straightforward option, and instead focuses all the complexities on the case and bracelet themselves. It's in that similar middle area that most integrated watches find themselves in, but I'd say this leans towards the dressier side. Where most watches with integrated bracelets opt for blocky design choices, the Kuon takes a more elegant approach with its sleek lines and simple dial layout for a refined look. It doesn't really overdo it in any area either, playing it safe in all aspects, and is a good thing, making the watch more approachable and familiar, yet still demonstrates exquisite finishing and craftsmanship that Credor is known for. The watch is special and sentimental to me, but the Kuon itself is also quite special on its own. It's different and uncommon, so you won't find many people with one to begin with, and even Credor themselves isn't a brand that's widely known. The watch definitely isn't perfect, far from it, with some negatives that you should take into consideration if you're thinking about purchasing one. But for me, the positives and things I like about the watch far outweigh them, so I'm happy with it. Thank you for checking out the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more watch content. I'll see you in the next one.